Welcome to the first of Iowa Homeland Security and Emergency Management's videos about your rights and responsibilities as an applicant for public assistance funding. In PA, applicants are known as subapplicants or subrecipients because the state or tribe is considered the primary applicant. So when we say subrecipients' rights and responsibility, we're talking about what you can and or have to do to receive and keep recovery dollars from FEMA. The steps toward obligation of PA funds can be long and complex. You may not be working with the same individuals consistently. Perhaps you are new to this process, or perhaps you haven't worked with PA funds for many years. Regardless, there are many nuances that may lead to mistakes or loss of funds. Remember, this is your grant, so shepherd it wisely. Always know what you are being asked to do, and make it a point to understand why you are being asked to do it. So ask questions and don't be afraid to make requests. Some projects may change over time, so let your contacts at HSEMD and FEMA know if you want to change anything. You are the one receiving assistance here, so set the schedule on your time. Take your time to understand what you're signing, and make an attempt to upload all the documentation yourself. Don't rely on others to do this for you, because unfortunately, you may be responsible for their mistakes, if any are made. The flip side of those rights is the responsibilities. You not only can, but should, ask questions. Make sure everything is correct and that no errors are introduced during the grant application process, neither by you nor by anyone reviewing it. Let us know if anything is wrong so that we can help correct it. And finally, document along the way. At grant closeout, you will be asked for additional documentation and proof of payments. Start collecting this right away, even if it's not required during the initial phases of your application process. A few pointers as you collect damage information: take pictures from different angles and show what happened. Include reference objects for scale. Record GPS locations, record quantities of debris, etc. with standard units. And ultimately, we want to be able to show that the damage was a result of the disaster, that the facility was well maintained prior to the disaster, and that the work needed is to repair back to pre-disaster condition. Documentation should be clear and tell a story that's consistent with the damage claimed and the scope of work that will be developed. You may be juggling multiple projects all at once. Make sure you keep track of each one separately and easily so documentation is readily available upon request. Keep track of all active grant management hours per project. Keep track of all invoices and payments as accrued. Again, all documentation provided must tell a story that aligns itself with the scope of work that will be created to repair the damages identified. You may need timesheets or personal activity reports, invoices, including records of items taken from stock, equipment logs, mutual aid agreements, contracts and amendments to contracts, and proof of compliance with your procurement policy and with 2 CFR Part 200, the federal procurement rules. Remember that you are ultimately the one that will be accountable for each application. Make sure you have the right people there to support the process when needed. Oftentimes, the person designated as an authorized representative has no site-specific knowledge of the damage or repair methods. Make sure that the person with first-hand site-specific knowledge has reviewed and is in agreement with everything as written before signing anything. Ask FEMA for a copy of the notes from the exploratory call and the recovery scoping meeting. Review those notes and share any discrepancy with FEMA and HSEMD. Lastly, make sure HSEMD is invited and involved in your exploratory call, recovery scoping meeting, and any future meetings. HSEMD is your guide through the process. It's our job to get you every dollar we can during your disaster recovery to make your recovery go smoothly. We're on your team, so reach out if you need any help.